Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Yathagnir-dahika shaktihi Ramakrishne stita hiya Sarva vidya swarupam tam Sharadam pranamamyaham. Namah Shriyati Rajaya Vivekananda-inspired Satchit Sukhasvarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. We began long back. Bhagavad Gita classes are going on, and our main aim being taking everything that helps us to evolve to divinehood and realize God. Bhagavad Gita we are studying not because of our academic needs or to become have mastery over the subject like Pandits, but to utilize everything what Krishna says directly to us in taking Arjuna as a media or medium. So that is the main aim. And it will not end with our absorbing and making it only our property, but we share with all others who are moving with us. So what we give you and what we practice is for all. Your practice will help others, though you are not in contact with each other. But you are tuned to a internet where study as a part of sadhana, adhyayana is going on. So it spreads. When you study, you are studying in your own room, unknown to others. Others who are studying, who are utilizing the subject, also get benefit. It is going on circularly. Link to goodness, goodness will flow into you. Link to badness, badness will flow into you. From the nature, from the Prakriti, it has a cosmic intelligence which manages all this. So today onwards, our Swami Prabodhananda Ji Maharaj will be taking the classes. I will be here, and later on, any questions and all I will answer. Yes, I will hand over to Pramod Maharaj, Prabodhananda.
Namaste to you all. We are beginning our study of Bhagavad Gita today. As referred by Swamiji now, the aim with which we are studying this Bhagavad Gita, with a brief touch onto the same thing, we shall resume this study of Bhagavad Gita from today. We are studying Bhagavad Gita as a spiritual seekers. To understand eternal principles governing human life, as a companion in our journey, as a guide to evolve into our divinehood. As we know, Bhagavad Gita is taught by Sri Krishna to Arjuna. Arjuna is the representative of all jivas. The war field, the dejection of Arjuna are all an occasion, a nimitta, to teach the supreme message for the Lord to give unto the humanity His supreme message, and that message we call Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are almost in the concluding portion of the first chapter. We have seen in the first half of this chapter the despondency of Arjuna. Even before that, Duryodhana sees the army, the military who are aligned to fight on the holy land Kurukshetra. The military array on his part, he sees and hails the power on his side, and in anticipation of victory, he is reminding them of their powers, the great warriors on his side, and as well as he is reminding them of their old enmity, so as to extract the utmost of their power and skill and to grab the victory over dharma. On the other side, we see Arjuna. He also sees, perhaps he requests the Lord to place his chariot in between the two armies, and he cast over both the sides of the armies aligned for the war. And what he sees grandfathers, father-in-laws, teachers, friends, cousins, his own sons, grandsons, uncles and brothers. Because of the delusion, he is disturbed and went into an emotional and psychological crisis. Losing internal stability, in fear of and anxiety of losing his own people, he expresses his unwillingness to fight and to retreat from his duty of the Kshatriya, that is, to protect and preserve dharma. See the force of Duryodhana. The adharma is always forceful, and whereas our Arjuna is dejected. And with this deluded intellect, he tried to convince with arguments which are logical and carefully built by the deluded intellect. And what are those? I don't see any good would emerge from the killing of our own people. Nachashreyo nu pashyami hatva swajana mahave. We may acquire sin by killing Dhritarashtra's people. Papamevashraye dasman hatvaitan atatayinaha. And we have seen who is an atatayin, the one who commits 6 sins, and we will remember with the previous classes what are those sins, which are all those 6 types of sins were tried by Duryodhana upon the Pandavas. Further, Arjuna goes on to highlight the moral implications of the war, that is, potential for decline of human values and consequential social breakdown. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha jayate varna sankaraha, and so on. The Lord is simply listening, perhaps with a smile on his face, to all the arguments of the Arjuna. And the Arjuna further says, that is what the class from the shloka from which we are entering today. Doshai retaihi kulagnanam varna sankara karakaihi utsadyante jati dharmaha kuladharmascha shashvataha. The translation would be, owing to these wrong deeds of the destroyers of families, which cause intermixing of organized social orders, that is, the qualitative caste system, as well as the eternal sacred family traditions, get destroyed. The ancient sages who discovered that the human life is not an isolated life, it is an integral part of the cosmic life, they have set traditions, customs and duties so as to help each and every being to evolve into their divinehood. So these traditions follow from generation to generation. So we see all the great warriors who are also the protector of these values and traditions. And they have gathered on the land of Kurukshetra with an intention to slay each other. With the destruction of each other, there would remain nobody who will teach in the future the traditions and values which are bequeathed from the ancient sages. Perhaps this is the most logical presentation from Arjuna to the Lord. And he continues, Utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavatityanu shushruma. O Janardana, we have heard that the people whose family traditions are destroyed dwell in hell for indefinite period. Yes, perhaps such a holy tradition which is flowing from generation to generation, if destroyed by anybody, so it is naturally, we can imagine, he would enter into hell. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajya sukhalobhena hantum swajana mudyataha. Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit great sinful acts, driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness. We are intent of killing our own kinsmen. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajya sukhalobhena hantum swajana mudyataha. Duryodhana is not caring for any of these things, traditions or values, or to follow dharma. So he is an ignorant, they are ignorant. Let them enjoy the royal happiness and all. Why should we, the people who know what is right and wrong, why not we retreat from this war, is the logic of Arjuna. And he continues, Yadimama pratikasham ashastram shastrapanayah dharta rashtra rane hanyuhu tanme kshemataram bhavet. See the pity of Arjuna. Even if the sons of Dhritarashtra with weapons in hand kill me, who is unresisting and unarmed in the battle, that would be better for me. So he is ready to give up his arms and the duty of the Kshatriya, which is to protect dharma. This is the cause for which the whole war is set up. And owing to the deluded intellect, Arjuna is forgetting his duty, the duty of Kshatriya, to see the welfare of his subjects, not his own welfare, but to see the welfare of the subjects and of the nation, and to protect and preserve dharma. So saying this, the Sanjaya conveys to Dhritarashtra, Eva muktvarjuna sankhye rathopastha upavishat visrajya sasharanchapam shoka sambigna manasaha. Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, whose mind was completely overcome by sorrow, sat down on the deck of the chariot, casting aside his bow and arrows. See, the Arjuna, he is saying, it would be a great thing to be unarmed and unresisting, and if I am killed by Dhritarashtra, that is greater thing than fighting the war. The last word that is Arjuna is using is kshemataram bhavet. Kshema, that is greater respite. In actual meaning, it would mean the lasting state of blissful tranquility, being free from all botherations forever. I repeat, kshema would mean lasting state of blissful tranquility, being free from all botherations forever. So, whatever we possess in this world is of impermanency. It is a flux of impermanency is what we know. So, kshema is attained only by attaining the everlasting one. So, that everlasting one is yoga. That is our self-realization or realization of God. So, once the self is realized or the God is realized, whatever we possess is permanent, and that will be the permanent ultimate kshema. So that is why towards the last, the Lord uses not Kshema, but Yoga Kshema. Having realized me, you will experience that ultimate tranquility. So that will be the end of this study of Bhagavad Gita, which is going to come in future. But here the piteous thing is, Arjuna is wishing for his own kshema, not of the subjects or of the people around him. So which is the duty of a Kshatriya. So having cast aside his arrow and bow, he sat on the deck of the chariot. The Lord is observing all these things with a smile on his face and without uttering even a word. And in the next chapter, he begins his discourse. So the dejection of Arjuna is a nimitta matra. So Lord seized his situation and he imparted the secrets of nature and of self-knowledge and the eternal principles that is governing the human life and an eternal Bhagavad Gita which will be a guiding force for the future generation to come. So with this, the Arjuna, though he is dejected, with his despondency, he approached God for the guidance as his shelter. He surrendered to the Lord for the guidance, and thus it became a yoga, and hence this chapter is named as Arjuna Vishada Yoga. And thus the first chapter is concluded, and we shall begin the next class, the second chapter.
You see, we all face such an state of mind somewhere, now and then, very often. But to accept the defeat, he has accepted the defeat in a positive way. I am all right with all this. I'll beg and eat my food. I don't want this kingdom. Let them take. You see, as if he leaves and runs away, he'll be happy forever. Will he be? Never. From our childhood we have heard, without realizing God, you can, whether you accept, fight, or release yourself from all bonds, imagining that this will lead you to be calm somewhere. No, it will not. You have to accept the challenge one day or other. Today you may escape. Like children, somehow I have got fever, I will not go for exam. All right. But this is not the solution. It looks like that I have escaped. To this exam I have escaped. No. One day or other you have to face either here, or if you leave the school also, you have to face the exams in the life here and there till you end. So wise wisdom, when wisdom comes, he doesn't no more. He accepts the challenge and barges himself forth to transcend the limitations and go beyond. We have to. You see, many times in our life we have done like Arjuna. I will leave and go away. I don't want anything. What do you think? No. It is just words to avoid the situation. The inner desires do not go. Same mind you are taking, same samskaras and vasanas, and all that inner content is going with you wherever you go. Even if you go and sit in the forest alone, the problem is not outside us. Problem is not this world. Problem is ourselves. We are problem to ourselves, and we have to change ourselves to reach means I have to accept the challenge and walk on the righteous path and path of wisdom. How do we express the wisdom here? Viveka. Discrimination. We discriminate. Whenever Dhritarashtra, the eldest Pandava, Yudhishthira, wherever he takes the Yudhishthira, he immediately quotes. If you read Mahabharata, immediately quotes. Same situation these people had undergone, and what decisions they took. I'm going to take this because they have shown the path in their lives. Each king, he quotes, a similar situation came in their life. And they have taken this decision. I'm going to take this decision. Even Draupadi's marriage, mother says, share among your brothers. And similar situation he quotes and accepts. You see, this is called Viveka. Viveka. Now in our life, how do we take a decision? If Thakur was in this situation, what decision he would have taken? That's the right decision. Little more concession and expansion, how mother would have faced the same situation, little more. But don't bring Swamiji. We do not know what decision he is going to take. Each time when he speaks of bhakti, he will make bhakti is the highest. When he speaks of jnana, he makes jnana to be the highest. So Thakur and mother, how did they accept the challenge? How they faced, how they found the solution, how they have shown the path for us to walk on that path. So this is how we bring slowly. But one thing, Arjuna's greatest point here, apart from his being a part of the Naranarayana who have come down to teach mankind, now if you see one point is he's at the feet of the Lord. And Lord is all capable, not only Sarvajñatva, Sarveshwaratva and Sarva Shaktiman. He's at his feet. Next chapter he says, Shaditvam mam prapannam. Prapannam. Prapatti, I have fallen at your feet, never to take back myself. Pata is to fall. Prapat, specially and completely. Prapatti is Sharanagati. Sharanagati is, there is a little understanding behind in taking Sharanagati. I am helpless and all that. In Prapatti, same, it means the same, but in Prapatti, the Sharanagati is, he is unable to take a decision also. I am going to be a Sharanagati. I know the alternative except that. So I am going to become Sharanagata. Reasoning is there behind. In Prapatti, reasoning is not there. The situation forced him and he has fallen. Just like we slip and fall like that. He has fallen at you. I have fallen at your feet. I don't know whether I am helpless or not. Nothing I know. I know only you. You are there for me. And I have no other alternative. Not through calculation, but I have to fall. That is Prapatti. Ramanujacharya upholds this Prapatti as the highest ideal in sadhana. When all things fail, fall at the feet of the Lord. Unconditionally, never to think of yourself anymore. Never to think one day he will lift me, and no thinking. It is him. He can take any decision, and whatever is to be kept in me to fight or live, he has to do. I am just totally an instrument, like a pen in the hand of a man. Whatever keeps down, all right. Writes anything, all right. So that kind of, that's what we see in the next chapter, Bhagavad Gita.